Good morning, Facebook world, and all of those who opted to be part of the Wisconsin Mirror Booth Workers Pool Group. Now, the main reason I wanted to put together this group is because I've been having troubles finding someone who is available most Fridays and Saturdays for events. And I understand that the majority of people don't want to work the majority of weekends that I work, which is damn near every weekend in busy wedding season. So having a pool of people, I think, will help kind of pick and choose workers for certain events. You guys can kind of pick the weekends you want to work. So it will alleviate some of the stress that I experience and am experiencing right now trying to find help. So how I plan on doing a lot of the training, that was one of the questions that someone asked. I believe Sheena asked it. For those of you who are not familiar with the mirror booth or have never experienced it yourself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together a basic YouTube video that you can watch really anytime, as frequent as you want, that will go over the basics. Basically, the times we just need someone to stand there and just escort guests in and out. And then there's going to be another more intense video with more of the back end training with setting it up, taking it down, possibly transporting it, and then maybe another video about programming it. So in case crap really hits the fan at an event, that you are capable of kind of troubleshooting it. Now, I have to let everyone know right now we have 3 of the same mirror booths, and I'm getting a 4th one in that's a new style but same programming. And we might actually get a 5th one in. I just got another inquiry today, and I hate turning away business. But so all the mirror booths are the very same concept. They have been very, very turnkey for us at events. Very minimum stuff has been happening with them to the point where troubleshooting is very almost null and void. It's just basic stuff such as changing the printer media, which is the printer and ink, the paper and ink, excuse me, and possibly restarting the program. But that's really all about that. We've all experienced it so far, knock on wood. I streamlined the wiring down a lot. And just I'm constantly trying to improve it so it's more dummy proof and just easier to set up and take down and just more streamlined. So it's always ongoing, but we've had them for a couple of years now, so we got the process almost down. So training videos. I have this whole list I got to go over, otherwise I'm gonna get off topic and or forget to talk about some certain stuff. But I'm really looking for the people who want to learn, right? Who want to know the mirror booth. Like, yes, I'll put together these YouTube videos that you can watch. You can also come help us at events. Basically, just stand there and watch for the first event, basically. We might throw you in a little bit as far as, just throwing you in the water to see if you sink or swim. We're not going to let you drown, but we like to see kind of your personality with how you interact with people. If problems do come up, how you handle them. And or with training too, you can always come to our office or my house or one of the DJs place who has a mirror booth with them and just do some hands-on training, set it up, whatever you're comfortable with. Basically, we're more than able to walk you through all the steps. But those people who want to put in more of the back end work, more of the learning it, get trained properly on it, those people are going to get the priority of our workload. Now the mirror booth, it's not hard work. Okay, it's not hard. It's not super labor intensive. The only laborish part is sometimes getting it in and out of your vehicle if it ever comes to that point where you transport it. Now, chances are you're not going to transport it for a long time unless you're fully comfortable with it, unless we're comfortable with you doing that. Mirror booths are not cheap, and ultimately it's I don't want to send you out on your own event with none of our DJs there, kind of as a backup, just because you're training. I want you to know the mirror booth in and out before we send you off to events by yourself. Like I said, that's far deep into 2020. This year, it's mainly helping our DJs run the mirror booth at their events. But yeah, I want everyone to learn how to run it, basic troubleshooting. The majority of the mirror booth work is standing around, talking with people, showing them the mirror booth, how it works, usually just once. And then after that, they know how it works, especially the younger generation. They catch on like that. So it's just making sure people aren't spilling drinks on it, keeping tabs that it's working, and just interacting with them, making their experience very, very pleasurable with the mirror booth. I do not want people helping me who have a habit of calling in, who have a habit of showing up late, or no call, no shows are the best way to get on my banned list and to really make me upset. Our primary events are weddings. As many of you know, the majority of you are probably married. There's no redos this date. It's a very high stress event for myself because I want to deliver and maintain our brand image. So I'm looking for very, very dependable people. Couple side things I do not tolerate anyone drinking alcohol at our events, and limited smoke breaks. Okay, there's some other photo booth companies in the area that are there to get completely annihilated because it's free beer, and or I see them constantly leave to go smoke, and they're rarely at the photo booth. Like I said, the mirror booth typically runs itself, but at the same time, it's about the guest experience with it. And Yo DJ, for those of you who are not familiar, I want to portray a very professional, just stress-free image brands. So I really want to maintain that. So if something does happen, I want someone there and not coming in 5 minutes later after their cigarette break with the mirror booth down. Now, sometimes throughout this, I might call the mirror booth MB, letters MB, or photo booth PB. That's just like how my acronyms for when I talk about it online. So if I do say that, just be aware that MB is mirror booth, photo booth, kind of the same thing. I'm looking for someone who has a very open line of communication. I want to be very prompt with my details about events, and I expect you to be prompt back with, are you available? If you're not, I think communication shows initiative. If you don't respond for a couple days about a message, it's more, I'm not going to take you serious. And I'm not looking for someone who's like die hard into helping me do this, but at the same time, I have a lot to worry about. And when I want something addressed, I just want it answered. And usually it's just via Facebook Messenger, which I think the majority of us are comfortable with. If there's any trait I'm looking for in someone, it is just being dependable. I can teach you how to troubleshoot left and right. I can teach you how to do stuff. If you don't know how to do something, that's okay. But being dependable is first and foremost, because like I said, I don't tolerate no shows, call-ins, just being late. I just don't like that stuff. Okay. Now, all of our DJs on Team Yo DJ know how to run the mirror booth. They know how to do more intense troubleshooting than the basic stuff. So later this year, I think August, September, October is our busiest months, and we're looking for someone, just some help to basically stand there and run the mirror booth, basically escort guests in and out, and I'll put together a video on this, and just help our DJs. And if something does come up, go to the DJ, and they'll help fix it, unless you're comfortable doing it, right? You can't really screw up the mirror booth too much, unless, it's never happened, but usually the people who helped us run in the past are very conscious that I don't know how to do this, I'll just get help because I don't want to make it worse. But most of our DJs are at events, my DJs, I want them DJing. I really don't want them troubleshooting the mirror booth all that often, especially down the road after you get trained. So once again, I'm looking for people who take initiative to want to get trained. As far as the workload goes, how I think this is going to work, and this is just a work in progress because this is my first time doing this, but what I'm going to do is probably have a group chat based on our page, and I'll just basically say this date got added to the page. Go check it out if you're available. That's it. I prefer no side conversations on that group chat because I don't want it to get flooded. And then when I announce a date, you go to the page, details will all be laid out, and you can comment with if you're available, if you might be available even. I don't know how I'm going to pick and choose who works what yet. I think it really just comes down to those people who show initiative. And ideally, I don't know how it's going to work. I don't want people to pull rank all the time. Like if someone's very trained on it and they keep taking all the jobs. But honestly, that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for someone to actually help me kind of run and manage the mirror booth side of things. So I'm really looking for someone to step up like that. But if not, it's just going to be just kind of randomized, I think. And ideally, whoever gets the job, I still want the person, if there's more people that comment, like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people possibly, I still want those people to kind of be on ice just in case something happens to that primary person who does get the job, that we at least have a backup, right? backup plans are always huge in our scenarios. That's kind of my personality. I want to be plan for the stuff that should never happen, and people getting sick is one of those things, including myself. Pay is a big deciding factor in helping run the mirror booth. Now, technically, you are considered a subcontractor. You're not on the books with us because technically you can work for whatever company you want, whenever you want. You get to pick and choose your work. And it's a little bit easier paperwork on the back end for me. So we typically start our help out at $15 an hour cash. And we typically pay you cash, direct deposit, and or through PayPal and or other social media platform for payment. Each DJ is different, but your DJ will pay you, and or who's ever kind of the lead at the event, so to say. So if I'm DJing the event and I'm also booked out the mirror booth with my DJ service, I'd be the lead. I'm be the one paying you. If my DJ partner James, if you're at his event, he'd be the one paying you. And the reason for this is it's less people in the mix. The way I have Yo DJ set up is each DJ is essentially responsible for themselves, and I don't want to babysit. So you'd be getting paid that way. And typically payments is within the week. Usually never longer than that, but $15 an hour cash to start, right? And it does go up dramatically when you learn stuff, when you become just more capable of running the mirror booth, but mostly when you become dependable. Okay, that is huge. If we can count on you to be at events, to show up at events, that's worth money to us. We pay people for us not to worry. That's ultimately what it comes down to. And if you want to rise to the top and start catering events all by yourself, basically under Wisconsin Mirror Booth, and not the Mirror Booth with Yo DJ, but Wisconsin Mirror Booth where we're not the DJ and you're there by yourself, that's where the big money is, I feel. And as far as pay goes too, once when you get past training, we do more of a just pay per event thing. We just give you, hey, we got this event, this is what we're paying for this event for these hours, you want to show up or not. Now it still comes out to around 15 plus an hour, but sometimes when you're there from 4 p.m. until midnight, which is what we shoot for our mirror booth help, ideally, it's roughly 8 hours, but then there's dinner, there's speeches, there's first dances, there's some downtime, and it works itself out type of thing where it's not super hard work, but we just need you there. We need a body. The majority of the time we need just a body there just to help people. Let's see. Yeah, we're not clock watchers when it comes to events either. So if we start, at 4 p.m., ideally we want you there before that. And the mirror booth is typically shut down at 11:45, but we don't want someone who's, it's 11:45, I need to get out of here, or I want to get out of here. We just want the best for the event, and ultimately it comes down to we're not there for hours, we're there for the best outcome, and the best outcome is very variable per event because you never know what's going to happen throughout the night. If you are looking to learn more and work more, like I said, the $15 an hour goes up dramatically. The kind of, I guess, top pay is if you would do events by yourself, where you would pick up the mirror booth from our office, bring it to an event, set it up, run it, take it down, bring it back, is around $350 for a day. And it roughly it's about 12 hours, which is kind of a long day, but that's picking up the mirror booth, bringing it to the event, setting it up, like I said, cocktail hour, dinner, just, it's not hard work. It's just hours, and it's on a weekend, which sucks for the majority of people. But $350, and if you do, ideally I want to get people booked out Fridays and Saturdays, so they don't technically have to bring it back Friday night. They can just go set it up Saturday morning. It's $700 for 2 days of work, and I don't think that's bad at all for the work that it is. Other DJ companies out there, like DJ companies, when you DJ a wedding, like they only pay you like $200 to $300 to DJ a wedding, and I'm paying you more than that to run a photo booth, which is a lot less, I guess, pressure on you. Now, I try to book out the mirror booth for the entire event, basically from cocktail hour until end. The majority packages I try to do is 4 p.m. until 11:30. 11:30 is kind of last call, 11:45 when it's done. But the reason I like to set it up during cocktail hour is it gives guests, older guests, a chance to use it without being bombarded by a long line that happens typically if the photo booth would open up just after dinner. Because if the photo booth opens up just after dinner, there's typically a long rush, a lot of rush for the photo booth, and there's a long line, and then older guests are just like, I don't want to stand in line for 15 minutes to take a picture. So So yeah, we always liked it to be set up before dinner and then have it just run staffed from 4 p.m. till about midnight. Um, and for those of you who don't know, there's the Yo DJ side of things. The Yo DJ, I have a team of, I believe, 6 other DJs, and we try to book out the mirror booth with at our events very often, right? That's our primary goal because it's less people to transport it. Our DJs set it up. But I'm also looking for someone to kind of manage and help run and just take charge of their own mirror booth, essentially, as Wisconsin Mirror Booth. And the reason I have it called Wisconsin Mirror Booth is there's no cross branding at events if there's another DJ service there. So if there's XY DJ there, company there, and our mirror booth, I don't want to be giving out Yo DJ cards, because if that DJ sucks, I don't want our name anywhere attached to that event whatsoever. I'd rather have it, we're just in charge of the mirror booth. That's it, right? And it also entices other DJs to possibly refer us out if, you know, they need a photo booth service, that, hey, we'll do Wisconsin Mirror Booth because they're amazing. 4 p.m. to midnight. Sometimes we only need you from 7 p.m. until midnight. It's only a couple hours. That's kind of a fail safe, because sometimes our DJs can run it during cocktail hour. Our DJs and or their DJ help can run it. But ultimately, I'm sorry, 16 minutes is crazy. But if you think this opportunity suits you and you may want to help kind of step up a little bit and do more than just be help, let me know personally. Like I said, I'm really looking for people who are apt to and motivated to possibly do more. You know, I feel it's good money for what it is, especially once when you start doing it, you'll realize that this job is not hard. It's just the timing, which is Fridays and Saturdays most of the day. But just realize you're part of someone's wedding. You get to make their day absolutely phenomenal, and you know, everyone's in good spirits, and it's just fun. It's just fun to be part of it. So if you guys have any questions, you know, just let me know. I'm here to answer them all. Comment below if you watch this, so I see who's taking the first steps to actually caring about, you know, this awesome opportunity. And we'll see where it goes, guys. But if you know anyone else that might be interested, you know, feel free to add them to the group. I'm really looking just get a pool of people, because I'm just playing odds right now based on history. But like I said numerous times, I'm looking for someone who really wants to step up. So thanks for watching this 17-minute, 30-second video. I apologize for so long, but a lot of details I went over, and I hope it helped.